At the end of the year, I consciously hit the reset button. I like to do a bunch of little activities that really amplify the fresh start effect that New Year brings, and I create videos about those activities. In today's video, we're talking about how to create a vision board, and I'm going to create my own vision board alongside you. A vision board is this visual reminder of the goals that you want to achieve and the feelings that you want to bring into your life. The more that you are confronted with these images of the stuff that you want to bring into your life, the more that they sort of sink into your mind, and the more that your mind starts to look out for opportunities that relate to those images, to those goals that you've set. I believe that your mind is always working for you in the background, but I also think that you need to give it direction by doing things like creating a vision board. In this video, I'm going to be making a vision board for my new year. I'm going to be making a desktop background vision board as well as a physical vision board and a phone vision board. You're gonna get all of the vision boards. Step one of creating your vision board is to start with a vision for your life. You wanna go through all of the areas on the life wheel, and you want to do a little mind map of what you want those areas to look like in the next year, in the next 3 years, 5 years. If you're at a point where you don't have clarity on what you want, like you have no idea what you want in each area of your life, just start writing down how you wanna feel. Go vague. For example, if you don't know what job you want to have, but you do know that you want to work part-time and you do want to work for yourself and you want your work to feel really fulfilling, you want to be learning every single day, write that down. As we know, I also love an anti-vision, so I actually kicked this up by writing a little anti-vision for 3 years' time. If you don't know, an anti-vision is basically the opposite of a vision, where you identify exactly what you don't want in 3 years' time. And it's really helpful if you're like, I don't know what I want, because once you figure out exactly what you don't want, you can flip it and turn it to the opposite. So this is just for home, and it starts out with an anti-vision. It's been 3 years, we haven't saved up a deposit because we haven't been putting savings away. We aren't clear on what we want, so we end up buying something that we don't want, etc, etc. Then I have a vision where I talk more about exactly what I do want. This is more like outcomes. So what will it look like if it was amazing? Then you can break that down into actions. So based on my anti-vision, clearly I need to set up a weekly deposit into the home account. I need to create a list of non-negotiables in our home and make sure it's obvious so that we're seeing it. And then you can break your vision down into specific outcomes. This is helpful because if you're looking up pictures for your vision board, or just generally you want to get super specific, creating outcomes tends to be a lot more tangible than a vision where it can be a little bit more vague. So I just showed you my home, but I also did the same thing for all of the areas of the life wheel. It takes a little while to do this, but it's well worth it. It makes you so motivated and you get so clear on what you want, and you fill your vision board with all of the right stuff. It's all this stuff that you actually have a strong desire for. It's not just like lukewarm stuff. You're like, that'd be cool. The next step is to find your images. So go onto Pinterest, create a Pinterest board, and start pinning images that support your goals. I have 2 vision boards on my Pinterest, one for life and home and one for work. If you want to have a vision board on your phone using Pinterest widgets, separate your vision board into different folders. If you put them all in the one folder, you're just going to get a page that looks like this. It'll all have the same image because it all syncs together. So that's why you want separate boards so you can have separate images on your phone. In 2022, I'm going to be a picnic queen, a nature queen. Lots of books, and I want to do more fiction reading. There's some lavender fields in Brisbane that I want to go to. Luke and I want to go on lots of hikes. I've got journaling, meditation, habits that I want to keep on ingraining, Pilates. We love Pilates. There's some climbing shots, healthy food shots, and also some shots of what I'd love for my future home to look like. In my work vision board, there's lots of working out and about at cafes, taking smart notes to make content creation easier. There's someone to do a Notion there. The next step is very optional, and that's to put a filter on your images. This is for the people like me who want visual consistency, who like things that look nice. Chuck a filter on all of your images. That way it'll look almost like an Instagram feed. Going back to when really aesthetic Instagram feeds were the thing. I'm not going to show you how I edit my images because it would just be so boring, but I do use the Lightroom app, and I just copy and paste the same filter onto all of the photos, so there's a lot of consistency in the colors so that they all look nice together. The next step is to actually create your vision board. So I'm creating 3 vision boards. One is for Luke and I, one is a desktop vision board, and one is for my phone. So for my physical vision board, Luke and I talked about what we wanted more of in the next year, the goals that we were working towards. We wrote out our own little list of the things that we wanted together. All we did for the physical vision board was print and cut. I didn't get a cork board or anything fancy because you really don't need that. We put it on the door, just keep it simple. We have pictures of things like our dream space, a list of the things that we want in that space, activities we want to do more of in the year. So our vision board is on our door, just to our bedroom, so we both will see it every day. I want lots of picnics for us in the future and lots of nature in general. Whatever place we buy, I want to have like a nice balcony. We also do want to do a bit of a trip, maybe around Australia. This is us chilling on the beach, which will be near our future home. Once again, lots of hikes, lots of picnics, a butler's pantry. A beautiful ensuite. Us going to the Whit Sundays. We've also got some questions like what financial habits do we need to adopt to save for a home with ease? Leaning hard on the questions this year. This year I developed an obsession with letting questions drive my life. Our mind loves solving problems, and questions are essentially problems that you're serving up to your mind. By phrasing your goals as questions, you are asking your brain to come up with solutions. William Burroughs once said, "Your mind will answer most questions if you learn to relax and wait for the answer." John Cleese said, "If you keep your mind resting against a problem in a friendly but consistent way, you will be rewarded." Warren Berger said, "The mind, if preoccupied with a problem or question long enough, will tend to come up with possibilities that might eventually lead to answers." I'm sure there are many women who have also spoken on this topic, they just haven't been quoted as much. So instead of having a traditional vision board where you outline all of your outcomes, phrase your outcomes as questions. A goal like earn an extra 20k this year would turn into a question of how might I earn an extra 20k this year? A goal of eating a healthy balanced diet might turn into a question of how can I create a consistent, healthy and balanced diet? I actually talk about another completely different but also very impactful questions activity in my video on 8 ways to change your life in 1 year. I definitely recommend giving that a watch. Then I went ahead and I created my desktop vision board background. I created this in Canva. I just created a background that was the exact size of my desktop. So if you're not sure what the size of your desktop is, my best recommendation would be to honestly screenshot it. That's what I found works best for me because when I use the default sizes, it's never quite right. Then you just want to organize all of your images, put on any text. I also have my values listed in the top left-hand corner. I look back at these all the time and I like having them front and center. My desktop background is now a vision board. I've actually included some images of myself this year, so kind of like good moments of 2021, feelings that I want to bring into 2022. So this is me on a picnic with my friend Sam. That was just like a really nice afternoon. I want to do more of whatever that is in 2022. Same, another picnic with Luke. This is just me on a walk. That was actually for a video, but I want to do more walking in 2022. And I felt like that was a good picture to put up. If you have pictures of yourself that you're like, oh, I loved how I felt in that moment, or I want to recreate more of those kind of moments, put it on your vision board. Sometimes it's hard to connect with the images on your vision board, particularly if they're like stock images or they're super Pinteresty, or they're even in a location where you're like, that doesn't look like where I live. It's harder to connect with them, whereas pictures of yourself, you already do connect with them. They're the perfect kind of pictures to be on your vision board. I've got a few questions on my vision board, like how might I fill my life with magical experiences? How might I become a nature gal in 2022? By nature gal, look, I don't really know how to describe what I mean, but if you get it, you get it. And in the middle, what do I want to go big on? My guiding question for the year. Setting up a vision board on your phone is really easy. You just need any app that has an image widget. I just added 2 Pinterest widgets to one of my phone screens and I linked them up to my 2 boards that are on Pinterest. They rotate hourly, so these are going to constantly change so that you're always looking at something new. I didn't go big on my phone vision board this year, but you could definitely go a lot more extravagant with a lot more images than this. Something you could also do is add text to your phone vision board by just finding any text app that has a text widget. On iPhone, I use Snip Notes for text widgets. You can use a text widget to put quotes, affirmations, mantras, or questions. If you liked this video, you're definitely going to like all of my videos that are focused around resetting, ready for the new year, ready for a fresh start. You can do them any time of year, really. I'm gonna have that playlist on the screen as well as down below. I appreciate you so very much and I will see you soon.